We do sincerely apologize for starting behind schedule due to some technical issues. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the Midday News and Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Amina Jibril. Now, a quick reminder, the Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. The Annual Youth Consultative Forum, AYCF, has condemned the criticisms directed at the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, following the recent Edo State governorship election. The forum, in a statement signed by its President General, Yerima Shettima, described the allegations as baseless and unfounded, as it reaffirmed its commitment to a credible electoral process and expressed solidarity with INEC amidst what it termed unsubstantiated allegations of malpractice. The AYCF noted that criticisms centered around the alleged ineffective use of the bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS) and the election viewing portal (IREV). It rejected claims of deliberate failure, emphasizing INEC's historical strides in adopting technology to enhance electoral transparency. The Nigerian Army has released journalist Fisayo Soyombo following an intense media campaign mounted since his arrest. The Army, through the Acting Deputy Director of 6th Division Army Public Relations, Danjuma Jonah Danjuma, had announced that the journalist was arrested during anti-illegal oil bunkering operations in the South-South. Soyombo, in a statement, thanked Nigerians and the media for their solidarity and advocacy, which he says were instrumental in securing his release from the Nigerian Army's detention. While reflecting on the collective efforts that led to his freedom, he recounted his experience, detailing how he was interrogated extensively on the day of his arrest and kept in a cell overnight. The Borno State Governor, Babagana Umaru Zulum, has rejected the tax reform bill sponsored by President Bola Tinubu's administration, saying the bills will destroy the North. The bills, which seek to prioritize the location of consumption as the basis for sharing value-added tax, have faced stiff opposition, especially from the North, with stakeholders calling for its withdrawal. Speaking in an interview with BBC Hausa Service, the governor expressed displeasure over how the bills enjoyed speedy and smooth passage to the current phase when other bills had spent several years to scale through. He therefore condemned the bills transmitted to the National Assembly, noting that they would drag the North backward as well as other regions. Meanwhile, a member of the House of Representatives, Abdulsamad Dasuki, has advised the presidency to make conscious effort to convince opponents of the proposed tax reform using data that speak to the anomalies that the proposed tax reform bills are intended to correct, as well as the benefits to be derived from passage of such legislations. Dasuki, who represents Kebe Tambuwal local government, Tambuwal federal constituency of Sokoto State, and chairs the House Committee on Shipping Services, in an interview advised the presidency to make haste with caution on the bills, stating that the speed with which the government is pushing for the approval of the bills is also making a lot of Nigerians suspicious. He stressed that doing so and making sure that such data are circulated nationwide will help to sensitize the public, hopefully convince those opposed to the proposed laws. And Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, has pleaded with Nigerian youth not to leave the country. Cardoso pleaded with Nigerian youth while delivering his keynote address at the 59th Annual Bankers Dinner of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, in Lagos. He advised Nigerian youth not to leave the country, as the bank was working on building an economy where businesses could thrive, assuring that its ongoing reforms and policies are in the best interest of everyone and geared towards economic development. While acknowledging the severe impact of the reforms on Nigerians, Cardoso said the reforms are focused on tackling challenges of today and on securing the opportunities of tomorrow. And President Bola Tinubu has reiterated his administration's commitment to the ongoing reforms stated by his administration, reassuring they will benefit the whole of Africa. The president, who lauded Nigeria's relationship with French President Emmanuel Macron, stated that there is no looking back on the reforms embarked upon by his administration. Speaking at a state dinner organized by the French government, Tinubu encouraged Nigerians and French citizens to uphold the cordial relationship shared by their countries. Tinubu also said Africa has no choice but to build a continent that connects, resonates for its people, and cares about the people and development. Also in the news, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala on her unanimous re-election as the Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO. Okonjo-Iweala, a former coordinating minister for the economy and Minister of Finance, made history in 2021 as the first African and first woman to lead the 164 nation member World Trade Organization. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, in a statement said her first term as the 7th Director General of the World Trade Organization would expire on August 31st, 2025, while the second term begins September 1st. Tinubu noted that Okonjo-Iweala's unanimous appointment for the second 4-year term demonstrated the trust and confidence the international community placed in her leadership to advance multilateral trade for sustainable global development. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the release of 50 suspected members of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB allegedly involved in terrorism. Justice James Omotosho held that the prosecution failed to provide evidence of their belonging to an unlawful association and involvement in terrorism. He dismissed the 3-count charge, discharged and acquitted them. Earlier, Defense Counsel Ifeanyi Ejiofor bemoaned the continued detention of the defendants after they were arrested in December 2023 while attending a funeral ceremony. Now, in a bid to diversify its economy and strengthen public-private partnership, the Imo State government has gone into partnership with Jampur Group, a multinational firm from the United Arab Emirates. The state governor, Hope Uzodimma, described the collaboration as a strategic move to boost agricultural productivity and create jobs. Under the agreement, the multinational company will manage and expand livestock production at Acharuabu, focusing on high-grade livestock processing. Additionally, a state-of-the-art fertilizer plant will be installed capable of providing 400 metric tons per day in the same premises, while a tertiary factory will also be established to further boost agricultural output. And the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED-Fund, has announced plans to launch a groundbreaking initiative, the Special Intervention in Medical Simulation and Innovation, as part of its 2025 intervention strategy. This innovation program aims to revolutionize medical education and training in Nigeria by providing state-of-the-art simulation facilities and promoting cutting-edge research in medical innovation. Chairman of the TED-Fund Board of Trustees, Aminu Bello Masari, said the move, which is part of Fund's commitment to support the government's effort to transform Nigeria's healthcare system, would, among other things, address patient safety and quality of care. And the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, has sent an emergency rescue team to search for missing passengers of a merchant boat that capsized in Kogi on Friday. The managing director of NIWA, Bola Oyabamiji, said this in a statement, adding that the boat capsized in the waters of the Ebe community in Kupa South local government area of the state. He noted that the top management team of NIWA was leading and coordinating the rescue operations, as well as making sure the survivors of the boat mishap would receive urgent medical attention. He also said that NIWA would in due course release more information on the incident. The Nigerian Police Force, NPF, has said tinted car windows are still illegal in Nigeria, despite lifting restrictions on the permits earlier this year. This confirmation comes after an ex-user in a post to wear the police was tagged, reported that her car was impounded for having tinted windows without prior notice. Reacting to the post, police spokesperson Olumuyiwa Adejobi noted that the ban on tinted glass remains in place, adding that the police may be discretional about it to ascertain whether the vehicle is being used for criminal activities or not. The ban was previously initiated due to widespread concerns regarding the role of tinted glass in aiding heinous crimes such as kidnapping, armed robbery, the legal transportation of firearms, and human trafficking. Adejobi said the reintroduction will be accompanied by stringent measures to ensure strict compliance. You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, Central Bank of Nigeria issues ultimatum against banks and automated teller machines delay. Details of this, as well as foreign and sports stories, coming right after this break. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying tuned. And now on business news. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has issued ultimatum to banks and automated teller machines delay. The Apex Bank Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, who said this during the 2024 annual Bankers' Dinner in Lagos, organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, advised bank customers to report any difficulties withdrawing cash from bank branches or ATM from December 1st. Cardoso, who was covered fellowship of the CIBN, urged customers to make reports through designated phone numbers and email addresses for their respective states, adding that the guidelines will be distributed widely to raise public awareness. According to him, the CBN will continue to remain a robust cash buffer to meet the country's needs, particularly during high-demand periods such as the festive season and year-end. He also called for full regulatory compliance by all stakeholders, including mobile money operators and POS agents, to promote digital transaction channels and improve service deliveries. And the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC Limited, has said that the Port Harcourt Refining Company, PHRC, has not yet commenced bulk sales or opened its purchase portal, as essential processes are still being finalized. An NNPC official said the announcement will be made if and when price reviews on the product occur. Chief Corporate Communications Officer, NNPCL Limited, Olufemi Shoneye, in a statement said currently its products being sold were originated from the Dangote refinery. The 60,000 barrels per day capacity refinery began truck out of petroleum products on Tuesday in Port Harcourt following its rehabilitation. And now the foreign scene. U.S. agency has said that the United States has approved the proposed sale of spare parts for fighter jets and radar systems, as well as communications equipment, to Taiwan in deals valued at $385 million. Defense Security Corporation Agency said in a statement, with deliveries estimated to start in 2025. The proposed sale of the F-16 and radar system parts consists of equipment in existing U.S. military stocks and was worth an estimated $320 million. While Washington does not have official diplomatic relations with Taipei, it remains the island's most important backer and biggest arms supplier. And now to the world of sports. I beg your pardon, Before sports stories, UK-based monitoring group Syrian Observatory for Human Rights has disclosed that rebel forces in Syria have taken control of the majority of the country's second-largest city, Aleppo. The observer said Russia launched air raids in part of Aleppo overnight into Saturday for the first time since 2016, adding that more than 300 people, including more than 20 civilians, have been killed since the offensive started on Wednesday. The offensive is the latest are the largest against the Syrian government in years, and the first time rebels fighting the forces of President Bashar al-Assad have reached Aleppo since being forced out by the army in 2016. Meanwhile, the military sources say Aleppo's airport and all roads leading into the city have been closed. And out to the world of sports, football legend and former Green Eagles superstar Segun Odegbami has lauded the organizational standard of the ongoing Second African Military Games in Abuja, while describing the level of discipline and competition at the Games are highly impressive. He commended the organizers for achieving the spirit of Olympism with the flawless organizations of the Games. Odegbami, speaking during a television interview, said the military has set a new standard for the rest of sports to follow, adding that the leadership of the Nigerian Armed Forces has shown the managers of Nigeria's sport on how best to make good use of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja with the hosting of AMGA 2024. And that's it on Midday News, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on Star Times channel 276 and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using a Global TV NG. I am Amina Jibril. Thank you for watching.